Hey guys, KelsiThePyrofly here, and today I am bringing you another awesome mod review. Hopefully you like these because I'm enjoying them a good bit, and I will probably keep them coming because this is just way too much fun. Today is actually a double mod review because I found a couple cool mods, but they're pretty small, so I figured I would put them together into one review so that, so we have a little more content to go over. And, give the smaller mods some love, because I think that is very important. And the thing that links today's two mods together is that I think they will improve your mining experience. That is why I chose these two. They're going to improve your mining. We are on 1.11.2 right now, so if you're playing on that version and you want to put some mods, you can pick both of these, put them together. They will work fine, and I think they're just really neat. And since it is mining theme today, I decided to make my whole review mining themed by setting it up in the caves of discovery. And I just want to let you know this took me a good while to set up, so hopefully you appreciate the aesthetics of this place. The first mod is called Crystal Caves, and just looking around, I think you can pretty much see why it's called that, because the main item it adds in is these beautiful blue crystals right here. And as you can see, the whole review of this mod is set up inside of this cave. So we're going to see what all this mod has to offer. And the first and foremost thing is clearly these crystals right here. And here we have some information about them. If you mine these things, they will drop these crystal shards right here. And the really interesting thing about these is you don't even need a pickaxe or anything to mine these. You could just punch them, and they will actually drop their crystals. As you can see, these crystals are obtained from a crystal cluster like this, which you can also get in creative mode. Or you can also use a silk touch pickaxe to obtain this as well. So if you want the actual item rather than the shards, you will need silk touch for that. If you do not use silk touch, this will drop 2 to 4 shards, but you can increase that with the fortune enchant to the point where it drops like a lot more. I didn't actually count, but I think at least like 6 or probably even more than that, maybe even 10. It can drop a ton of shards if you have the fortune enchant. And right here I've just set up a quick little command blocks to take me into this ravine so that I can show you what these guys look like naturally spawned. Now I did not place these here. This was just a naturally spawning crystal cave area. As you can see, they're quite common. I don't know exactly what height level these spawn at. I wasn't able to find that information. But apparently where they do spawn, they are pretty common. Like, I looked in spectator mode to find these, and they were all over the place. So you really shouldn't have much trouble finding these at all. They do have a slight light level. Not probably bright enough to, keep the mobs away, but definitely bright enough so you can see things, and it looks really cool. And the other thing that's kind of fun about them is you can place them at a whole bunch of different angles. And I think I have some examples of that back in the cave. As you can see, you can place them on the ceiling, on the walls, on the floor. So they are kind of like end rods or torches in that you can put them in a lot of different directions. So that's definitely fun. They're a super cool decoration block as well. And you can also make tools out of them. These are what the crystal tools look like. And as you can see, they do have some custom textures. They didn't just recolor the old Minecraft tool textures for the most part. So that's always fun when they do that. And I'm not really going to show you these because basically these guys are just like iron tools. They have iron mining level, the same damage and attack speed as iron. And also, the crafting recipes are just like normal. So basically, this will be exactly like your normal Minecraft tool recipes, the only difference being that instead of iron or diamond or wood or stone, you use the crystal shards, which you have obtained by punching that crystal right in the face. And one thing that this mod does add that I think is kind of unique is actually these here. As you can see, these are fairly similar to the other tools, but the handle is slightly different, and the reason is these are actually the bone versions of those tools. So basically, these guys are the same as those tools are, except for the crafting recipe, you actually use bones instead of sticks. So if you're making a pickaxe, you've got your 3 crystals up here, but then these 2 down here, they're actually going to be bones rather than sticks. And the only reason you would do that is that these tools actually have double the durability of the other tools. So basically these are also iron level and all that stuff. They're exactly like these tools, except that when you use bones for a handle, you get double the durability. So that is definitely a good way to make your crystals last, and I think it's just kind of a fun, interesting feature of this mod. And then over here in the corner, we have this raw crystal, and I put it in the corner because I'm pretty sure it's not really implemented yet. It doesn't seem to do anything. It's currently uncraftable as far as I can tell. Not enough items does not show a recipe for this. I haven't noticed that it generates in the world, so I'm guessing this is something that's going to be added later, but I don't know for certain. So that's everything I know about that block. I just stuck it in the corner here because, yes, it's in the mod. You can obtain it in creative mode. It looks pretty cool, but I have no idea how you would obtain this in survival. And the next thing we have are these. They're crystal blocks. First and foremost, they look really cool, let's be honest. These things would be really fun to decorate with. And the recipe is just like this, just 9 crystal shards put together. And since crystal shards really aren't that tough to obtain, you could get probably a good quantity of these blocks and you could decorate them. I think they'd make a really nice accent to, especially like a dark colored room. I'm imagining these with like dark oak wood, with just like little studs in the wall of these blocks or something. They're really cool. And the minimum mining level for these is a wood pickaxe. You cannot punch these with your hands if you want to get them back, and since you put a bunch of crystals in them, you'd really like to get them back. So be sure using a pickaxe, any pickaxe will do, just use a pickaxe. And also these guys have the blast resistance of stone. So basically, if you put these things right next to TNT, they will blow up and be destroyed most likely, but they do pretty much protect the other blocks around them. So pretty good, but not amazing blast resistance on those. And I believe that's all we've got for that one. Next up is the crystal glass. Here's a sample of it here. It kind of looks like pie. I like pie. That's all I can say for that. And to make this, all you have to do is take a crystal shard and smelt it. And also, these pieces of glass also have the same blast resistance of stone. And I'm just going to stick this in here and demonstrate the smelting process, because this is an important part of Minecraft. We have to appreciate this. It's smelting, okay? If you want to get this glass, you're going to need to do this. So I think this is also kind of interesting too, the fact that you smelt these as well as crafting with them. Like, you can use them plain for crafting, but there's also something special you can get from smelting. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. And again, this glass does have the blast resistance of stone, so it's going to be a little safer for your house, but an explosion can still destroy it. And also, as you can see, it can be mined with just your hand, no pickaxe required. And unlike other glass, you don't need silk touch or anything to be able to mine this. You just punch it and it'll drop and you can pick it up. And the very last item we have in this mod is the crystal glass panes. These are them right here. As you can see, they function pretty much like an ordinary glass pane. To make them, you put together 6 pieces of crystal glass and it will give you 16 panes. And these as well have the blast resistance of stone. And the reason I know that it is of stone is because that is specifically what the mod website said. So if that is not stone, then blame the website. I had nothing to do with it. But I did test these. The blast resistance is pretty decent. Like the other ones, if you blow up a piece of TNT right in the middle of them, most of them will be destroyed, but nothing around them will be destroyed at all. And these ones as well, I believe you can mine with just your fist. Yes, you can. I can't exactly reach it in there, but that's okay. So that's pretty much all that there is for the Crystal Caves mod. I think that this is a really cool mod. I love the aesthetics of it. I think these crystals are just really fun to decorate with. So definitely get yourself a silk touch pickaxe and pick up some of these things, because they'd be a great accent for any house. They're just really fun. And I like them. They kind of add a different sort of shape to Minecraft, so that's good. And I would say, since I like to give a couple suggestions for the mods I review, I would say add more crystals. We've got blue ones here. I'd like to see pink ones, green ones, yellow ones, different crystal types, like maybe make some of them rarer than others and have the tools have better properties. And add some crystal armor. I think that would be cool. Maybe it would give you some special effect if you wear the whole set, like maybe speed or night vision would be really cool. Something like that. So there's some suggestions for that mod. I think that this would definitely be cool. I'd love to see this be more developed because it has a lot of potential and it's really fun. And as stated at the beginning, this should make your mining experience much more interesting because the caves have gotten considerably less boring and also less dark. So I would say that is a definite improvement. And now we will move on to the second mod of this review, SuperJedi's Obsidian mod. And as you can see, I have lined the floor of this cave with obsidian to go with the theme. So the first thing in this mod you're going to need to know about are these, the ingots. And this is an obsidian ingot. To get it, what you have to do is you take a piece of obsidian, you take a piece of coal, you stick it in the furnace like so, and you allow it to smelt. And this up here, you could barely tell the difference, but this one is actually slightly lighter. This guy here is actually the polished version, and to make that, you just take your regular obsidian ingot that you got from smelting obsidian and then add blaze powder to it, and you will get the polished version. Now, I did say on the mod site that in the future they might actually change this recipe to be more expensive, but right now it's just blaze powder and obsidian ingot, and you get the polished version. As you can see, obsidian now smelts into obsidian ingots. And over here we have some armor. This right here is your Obsidian Armor Set, and this is made just with regular obsidian ingots, and I believe it is just the standard recipes. Yep, standard recipes should apply on that one. So I'm going to take this out and try it on for you guys. Let's see how this looks. As you can see, it does slow you down considerably, but it gives you pretty good protection. As you can see, the protection bar, the armor bar, is as full as if it was diamond. So this stuff is comparable to diamond, although the durability is slightly less. But I mean, let's be honest, obsidian is a whole lot easier to find than diamond, so this stuff could definitely be useful for you. And there's also this improved version right here, which is the polished obsidian armor. It's actually enchanted, but unsurprisingly, this is actually made from the polished version of the ingots. Normal recipes apply, but instead of regular boring ingots, you've got cool polished ingots. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. It still slows you down, but this one actually gives you quite a few really nice effects. It gives you fire resistance for infinity, forever. You'll have fire resistance as long as you're wearing the whole set, and each piece gives you a bunch of blast protection, a bunch of fire protection, and it does have unbreaking, so this stuff will last considerably longer than the other one too. So if you've got extra blaze powder just sitting around, I recommend you use it to polish those ingots and make this nice beefy armor, because this stuff is good. And one other thing that's kind of interesting is you actually cannot enchant this armor manually. If you throw this in an enchantment table, nothing will happen. This armor is special. The only way to properly enchant it is to make it out of the polished ingots. This stuff is completely unenchantable, so you're just going to have to mess with it as is. And now we're on to a couple decoration blocks. Here we have Obsidian Bricks. They are made by just putting 4 regular obsidian ingots together, and that will give you 4 obsidian bricks. These guys are completely blast resistant. They have the same blast resistance as obsidian itself. So if you make your house out of these, no griefer is going to blow up your house. No creeper is going to get in there. Your house will be completely explosion proof. And also, you do need a diamond pickaxe to mine these. Just like obsidian, the minimum mining level is a diamond pickaxe. So if you make these and you have an iron pickaxe, you are not going to get your bricks back. I'm sorry. And these right here are chiseled obsidian bricks. They seem to take a texture similar to that of chiseled quartz, except purple and way cooler, because I like this color. I think it's neat. And again, it's the same recipe to get 4, except for this time you use the polished version instead of the regular version. And the same properties apply here. Your minimum pickaxe level required to mine these is diamond, and they are completely blast resistant. Like, just so you know, the way I test blast resistance is I make a 3x3x3 cube, blow up a piece of TNT in the middle, and if nothing blows up, I assume that they're pretty darn blast resistant, and that is the result that we have gotten with these blocks right here. And finally, we have this, the glowing obsidian. Actually, not finally, there's one other thing to look at, but this is glowing obsidian. I think this is pretty neat too. It's a different light source. I think Minecraft has a lack of light source. I mean, really, all we've got is end rods, prismarine lamps, and glowstone lamps and torches. And I guess redstone torches, but they're kind of dull. So we really have not very many light sources. So just adding this one I think is really cool, and it's red, so it goes really great with obsidian. If you guys want to make an obsidian castle, this is definitely the mod for you. I mean, it just looks super cool, and I highly recommend building with it. But this stuff here, it is also blast resistant and has a minimum mining level of diamond pickaxe. But that is another thing. This is blast resistant, and I do believe this is the only completely blast resistant light source that is now in Minecraft, assuming this has been added. I guess I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure none of the other light sources are blast resistant. So if you absolutely do not want your light destroyed by TNT or a creeper or a griefer or whatever, or ghast or any of that stuff, you get this. And to make it, it's fairly expensive. You have to have glowstone and polished ingots, not regular, but polished. But considering that obsidian isn't really that hard to obtain, I think it's worth it. You could get these really cool lights. And they actually do have a similar texture to obsidian, so they go really well with that. And finally, the last thing in this mod is the glass. This is obsidian glass, and unlike other glass, it is fully blast resistant, and it does require a diamond pickaxe to mine it. I'm just going to test this real quick. As you can see, you don't actually need Silk Touch to mine this like you do with regular glass, but you will be required to have that diamond pickaxe. And as you can see through it. It functions pretty much like normal glass, but it's blast resistant, and it also has a different color. And the recipe for it is like glass in this X shape, and then just some regular obsidian ingots, not polished. Now, the one thing about this is this one actually does not have a recipe right now for panes, so if the mod creator would be interested, adding panes to this would be pretty interesting, just for variety. But so far, this is a pretty cool mod. As far as suggestions go, I would say probably obsidian tools, since we don't seem to have those yet, just to like complete the set. And also, I would say just some more building blocks. So this mod really seems to add quite a few different building blocks. So if we had like even more, that'd be really cool. Like obsidian fences, obsidian stairs, obsidian slabs, just, or like slab versions or stair versions of these different blocks, because I love the color scheme that you can get with this mod. It would be super cool for building. So if the mod creator is listening, I'd recommend more building blocks. And finally, since I've got this nice armor, I figured I would end out the mod by testing it in this pool of lava, like so. I'm gonna die because I missed it, didn't I? Nope. Okay, thank goodness. I thought I was gonna miss the edge and die. But as you can see, the fire resistance is extremely good. I can bathe in this lava all day, every day, and not take any damage at all. And another thing that's actually really interesting is the fire resistance on this is really good. So if I were to like take off the helmet, I don't actually have the fire resistance effect, and it is trying to hurt me now, but the fire protection on the rest of the armor is so good that I can literally have just 3 of the pieces and not take any damage whatsoever. So I think that's also a pretty cool mod. I recommend it to you guys, just like the other one. And just to be sure that everything is explained, the reason that I think this makes mining better is not because it adds new things to mine, but because it makes mining obsidian more worth it. Because, you know, usually obsidian is just annoying. It's what you get when you pour water on lava, or when you find it like that in ravines, and it's hard to mine, and there's really nothing that great to do with it. So I think that adding the cool armor, which is in some ways better than diamond due to the effects, and adding just these decoration blocks and stuff, I think that makes it 100% more worth it to mine obsidian. So, obsidian, you are now on my good list. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the mod review, and I hope you like the setup. I did go out of my way to kind of come up with something more interesting than just your standard mod review, so let me know what you thought of it. Do you want to see more mod reviews like this, or do you prefer it just more in the traditional sense where I line everything up and go over it? Be sure to let me know what you think, and if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like on it so that I know that you liked it, and I won't feel guilty when I keep doing these because I'm having fun. I want everybody to have fun with mod reviews. And I think that's pretty much all we have to cover today. If you would like to download either of these mods, the links to both will be down in the description below. You can check them out for yourself. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time. Goodbye.